Hey dudes and dudettes, this is Val here. Welcome to another Dungeon Hunter Champions video. In this video, we're going to talk about getting the gear grind started. Now you guys might remember we have talked about selecting your farmer. We've talked about building your team, and we've talked about where to farm to level that team. So we're just going to assume that you've done those things. You now have a 5-star farmer and a max 5-star team and are ready to head into either Elder Drake or Steel Widow. What did Val do? Maybe we should start saying, what would Val do? Yeah, we know we want to. No, I'm kidding. Okay. But, you know, it's a good thing to ask yourself, what would Val do? Trust me. So, what did Val do? Well, Val went Elder Drake and Vital. And for one very important reason, which you probably have guessed. That's right, the Vital part of that. Because Vital is key. That gives you more HP. You're going to come into this right out of scenarios. You're going to be rocking that awesome scenario gear. And you're really going to need the HP. So you want to go into Elder Drake first, get that Vital set, get that survivability going. It's going to really benefit you in the long run. Now, which ones would I recommend starting with? Well, let's take a look. Now, if we look at our list here, we've got Elder Drake 3, 4, and 5. This is going to be the target Elder Drake you want to get. Now, you're going to go whichever one you are strongest against. Well, I say you. I mean, if you're strong against a dragon, more power to you. I would never screw with you because you're a force to be reckoned with. But in this case, I actually mean whatever your team is strong against. So if you have a heavy water team, then you want to farm Elder Drake 4 to start. If you have a heavy nature team, you want to farm Elder Drake 5. They pretty much are going to give you the same gear drops. 5 is going to be a little better than 3 or 4, obviously, but they're pretty much even. So whichever one gives you the advantage, that's the one to farm. Meaning that all of your key team members have a full set of Vital gear. Now, I know that means you're going to need 30 pieces of gear, but don't worry, it'll go quickly. Vital tends to drop at these levels quite often, at least it did for me, but don't take that as the gospel. So if you go in there and it's been a week and you're like, Val, I got no good Vital gear, you're killing me. Sorry, man, it's all RNG. And I just think you didn't believe in RNGs as hard enough.
I gotta believe.
So that aside, let's move on. So you're in Elder Drake, you're doing your thing, you got Vital gear. Now you're asking yourself, what would Val do now? And first of all, you're a smart person. That's where you want to start asking what would Val do. Well, this is what Val did. I went into Steel Widow. And you want to focus on, and what I focused on, Steel Widow 4. I mean, just go crazy in Steel Widow 4. I'm talking a week and a half to 2 weeks minimum. And you want to know why? This is why. Adept, adept, adept. The current meta is all about adept, adept, adept. So you want to be in here. You want to get a good complement of adept gear. You want to make sure all your support units have it. It's debatable if your DPS should have it. I don't have my DPS on adept. I have them on brutal, and I have my Blade Master on vampire because she's also my farmer. So if you're also looking to gear another farmer, like maybe you have a berserker and you want to use him as well on vampire, which is perfectly viable, then this is the place you'll do it. But the point is, you want to stay here for a good 1.5 to 2 weeks. Now once you're at that, you've got a decision to make. Do you go back into Elder Drake, preferably Elder Drake 7, which is also what Gameloft recommends, and farm that until the cows come home? That's how you know I'm old, despite the gray hair, which is probably a good indication I'm old. So why did I say despite? Well, anyway, so if you do go into Elder Drake 7, farm that Vital. Be Vital all day long. Sing a song about Vital, but you want that Vital gear. Now, once that's done, another choice. Either push deeper into SW10 or push into Elder Drake 10. Here's what Val did, because I know you should have all just asked, what would Val do? What I did is I went to SW10. Here's why. SW10 easier than ED10. SW10 has a much bigger buffer of failure, and that is the 45 seconds from when the boss spawns until it does the AE. Now, if you can beat it in that time, you're going to be golden. Barring an errant death, meaning, because if you die, and why this is important, if one of your units dies, he will immediately AoE, which usually is going to equal a wipe. If everyone lives, your survivability is there, and you kill him before that 45 seconds, SW10 is going to be a win every single time. Barring unforeseen deaths. Keep that in mind. Unforeseen deaths will make him AoE, likely causing a wipe. So you do want to live, you want to DPS. This is a lot easier to accomplish there. Now, if you go to Elder Drake 10, it's a lot tighter. What the dragon does is 5 seconds into the fight, he roars. This can really damage a newbie team. Now, if you make it through that, you heal through it, you invulnerability through it, then he's going to take off and he's going to land. That second roar is usually a game ender. It hurts. He typically has the attack buff on top of that. So for this reason, I recommend starting with SW10, getting good adept gear, getting just all around awesome gear that's going to help you live. Even sturdy is good. I recommend sturdy if you did not farm enough vital gear and you're looking for more survivability, but since you're not really focusing on Elder Drake, you need that to come from sturdy, which is a great two-piece option if you do not have vital gear. So you've been farming. You want to know, what are the HP thresholds we're looking for? What's the defense thresholds we're looking for? Well, guess what? Gameloft loves us. Thanks, dudes. And the reason why I say that is they gave us a good guide. They said 45k HP, 700 defense. Now I know what you're thinking. 45k HP, 700 defense? Then I'm going to need to be in Elder Drake until the cows come home. Yes, I'm old. Yes, that is an old expression. Get over it. It still fits. So that is true. But, you know, I have had several discussions in Discord about it, and everyone thinks that is above and beyond what you need. So why would Gameloft recommend that? They just want to make sure that their recommendation, you go in and you're successful. And those numbers will make you successful. Not to mention, not only did they give you numbers, but they told us, hey, here's some units to bring in there. What are those units? Mojo, which is the Nature Grublin Shaman. Zircon, which is the Water Crystal Priest. Xenia, which is the Light Boon Sister. And lastly, Rhoda, which is the Nature Valkyrie. If you have those units with that HP and that defense, you are going to be successful. End of story. You are going to be successful. And that's why they made that recommendation. So now you're thinking, but Val, I don't want to farm that long. I want to do other things. So what's a good HP defense that I can realistically go into? Well, 30k HP, 550 plus defense. You're going to do it. Now, is it going to be as successful as if you have the higher numbers? Probably not. RNG may not go your way sometimes. A crystal may armor break you at the wrong time. He may roar, and then it's just all downhill from there. So that is why they recommend what they do, but it is doable at 30k HP. 550 plus defense. Just keep in mind, you might have to deal with some uncertainties. And that's pretty much the video, guys. Let's just do a quick recap because I like to do that. You want to farm either Elder Drake 3, 4, or 5. You want to make sure you're attacking the one that you have the elemental advantage against. Once you have the vital gear you need, you want to move into Steel Widow 4. You want to farm that at minimum for a week and a half to 2 weeks. After you do that, you can push into Steel Widow 7 or Elder Drake 7, depending on your preference. Once you've sufficiently geared from there, you feel that you're close enough to the 45k HP and 700 defense, you can then start working on SW10. If you feel that you would prefer to farm vital gear first, then you can push into Elder Drake 10. Val's recommendation is Steel Widow 10 due to it being a lot more forgiving for new users. And also, don't forget to always ask yourself, what would Val do? Thank you, dudes and dudettes, for watching, and stay frosty.